Let's look at a lack mentality and 5 manifestations of a lack mentality. The first mindset is what I'm calling a fatalistic mentality. A fatalistic mindset says we have no power to influence our future. It is what it is. You ever heard anybody say, it is what it is? That's a fatalistic mindset. What is going to happen cannot be changed. This is the life God wants me to have, and there's nothing I can, nothing I should do about it. Fatalism is a doctrine that says the events of our lives are fixed in advance, and there's nothing we can do to change our situations. That's totally inconsistent with the scriptures. Let's look at the second mentality. I call it a victim mentality. Here's the problem with a victim mentality. A victim mentality leads to the avoidance of self-responsibility, blaming others for our misfortune, feeling you're a victim of the negative actions of others. Do you have a victim mentality? You're never going to walk in what God is trying to position before you if you have a victim mentality. You're never going to walk in it, precious people. You got to evaluate yourself. Are you a victim? Do you think you're a victim? Listen at this. A victim mentality undermines your ability to do something about your situation. I don't care how you were born. I don't care whether your father was in your life, not in your life. I don't care whether you was abused as a child. You're not a victim. I don't care whether people mistreated you, were unfair to you, did you wrong. You're not a victim. You are a victor. Now, there's a third mindset or mentality that we have to rid ourselves of, and I call it a complacency mentality. It's a feeling of being satisfied with how things are and not wanting to make them better. Are you satisfied with the way things are? Listen to me carefully. Some Christians confuse biblical contentment with complacency. Biblical contentment has nothing to do with having things or not having things. Listen at this carefully. The object of biblical contentment is God. But my God, Philippians 4:19, shall supply all my needs according to his glory, his riches and glory. So no matter what situation I'm in, I don't look at the situation and be content in the situation, because the situation may say recession and depression and shortage and job terminations and layoff and bankrupt. But I don't look at that and be content with that. I look at God, because God is not limited to this environment. He supplies my needs not according to this. He supplies my needs according to his riches and glory. Does that make sense to you? So now let's look at what I'm calling number 4, a waste mentality. I've studied this for years, and I came up with this waste mentality, and it is a mindset that believes believers cannot both have and give. I don't believe in giving away everything. I don't believe the scripture tells us to give away everything. But I also don't believe in greed either. Just having a bunch of stuff and not caring about people. And a lot of time when we talk prosperity, we on one extreme or the other. We're hearing giving away everything, or we're hearing just be blessed. And so on this hand, you got Christians who are just selfish, because all they think about is themselves, sitting up on the hill, looking down on everybody else. And then on the other hand, you got folk giving away everything. And I don't believe in either one. I believe that you can have and give. You know why I believe that? Come on, say, why do you believe that? Because God can afford it. The 5th mentality, we won't turn to it, I'll just quote it for you. is what I'm calling a constraint mentality. It's where you put limits and restrictions on God. Years ago, the Spirit of God spoke to me, and God said to me, he says, let me prosper you. Can you imagine God telling me? He said, let me prosper you. Why? I had a mentality that was hindering him from blessing. So what kind of mentality do you have? Is it a fatalistic, victim, complacency, waste, or constraint mentality? You'll never get past how you think.